A new report is out on inflation, what it means for your bank account. Is your card collecting your personal information, the data your vehicle may be picking up, and who gets that info? Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. The inflation report for April came out, and inflation is up 3.4% from a year ago. That's what analysts expected. It's slightly lower than March. And here's the bottom line. The economy is strong, but inflation is still too high. We continue to pay more for food, gas, and housing. And that means it's unlikely the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates anytime soon, which means you'll keep paying higher rates on credit cards and car loans. The Fed wants to see an inflation rate around 2%. A major thoroughfare in LA is set to reopen Memorial Day weekend. Mulholland Drive remained closed for months after part of it washed away in the most recent storms. Now that stretch of road between Laurel and Coldwater Canyons is set to reopen in just weeks. The city council approved the nearly $6 million in repairs to fast-track the project. It's time to check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon to see if we'll get any sunshine in the forecast.
Hi, Robin. Well, here we are, the middle of May, and that May gray is going strong. Our skies are slow to clear, and at the coast, it's going to stay pretty cloudy. Now, inland will get the sunshine, where the temperatures will be cooler than average. Meanwhile, our friends in the mountains and deserts will get some gusty winds and also a stray shower for the middle of the week. Now, gusty winds expected Wednesday afternoon and evening, especially in the deserts, where winds are expected to reach speeds of 45 to 50 miles per hour. That could cause some difficult driving, some blowing dust, and also some tree damage. Now, how are the temperatures looking? Well, here's a look at the trend in Riverside, where on Wednesday we have 74, and then we warm as we head into the weekend. Temperatures in the 80s for Saturday. Temperatures cool back down through early next week. So thankfully, still not seeing any summertime temperatures. We'll enjoy the spring weather while it lasts.
4 stabbings and 3 attacks on Metro, all within 24 hours. Aides for LA Mayor Karen Bass say she is working to take action to make Metro safer. Tuesday afternoon, a man was stabbed on a Metro bus in Encino. 1 man was taken into custody. A woman was stabbed Monday night in an elevator at the Green Line station in the Athens neighborhood of South LA. And just 2 hours before that, 2 teens were stabbed at a Metro bus stop in Glendale.
More security guards, less homeless people, and an overall healthy environment.
I don't need to wake up and see a story on the news in order for me to continue to push to have things change at Metro. 1 is too many.
Metro's board of directors is pushing for a review of potential safety improvements. The family of an Irvine man wants the person responsible for causing a deadly crash to turn themselves in. Police have released dash cam video from 67-year-old Alan Lee's car in hopes of finding the driver responsible for the crash. This happened last Thursday. You can see him swerving to avoid hitting the person making the right turn. Even though there was no contact between the cars, police say the other driver was at fault. Lee's family spoke exclusively to NBC4, saying he died from the injuries.
He was trying to swerve to not hurt that person. And now he's the one that's not here anymore.
Police are looking for this Honda Civic with distinctive checkered racing stripes on the front and side. They say there was also some kind of red material on the door handles. Police are revealing the driver who died in a fiery crash in Long Beach was just 15 years old, too young to even have a driver's license. Long Beach police were following that stolen Kia in a helicopter Monday night when it slammed right into a big rig on the 710. There were 4 teens in the car. Officers rescued 1 girl from the wreckage. 2 other young passengers also survived. We were able to track down the owner of the Kia, and she says her schoolwork, laptop, and tools she needs for work were also in the car. But she says she feels nothing but sadness for the teens and their families.
I haven't been able to sleep since the situation. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm still in shock. I send love to people. I don't have no hate in my heart. I want these kids to focus on doing good in school, focus on chasing after a dream, focus on wanting to be something good in life.
Sarah also tells us she would like to connect with the surviving teens and their families so she can make sure they're okay. There's a dramatic increase in the number of cars stolen this year in the San Fernando Valley. Our I-team tracked down the data showing car thefts are up 30%. Take a look at this. This map shows the roughly 700 stolen car reports over the last few months in North Hollywood and Northeast Valley communities like Sun Valley and Pacoima. Police made more than 100 arrests, but they say they've arrested some of the same people over and over again. Many of the cars targeted are Kias and Hyundais. A software issue makes certain models easier to steal. This weekend, the LA Police Department and Hyundai are holding an event where owners can update their anti-theft protection software. The process takes approximately 30 minutes, and you can get a free steering wheel lock as well. The event is in Eagle Rock. We put all that information on our website, NBCLA.com. A group of 8 TikTok creators are suing the Biden administration, saying a new law that forces the sale or ban on the popular video sharing app violates their First Amendment rights. The 33-page complaint filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. comes a week after TikTok filed its own lawsuit against the federal government. The new lawsuit describes TikTok as a critical part of American life. The 8 creators who filed it all come from different states and backgrounds and say the app has helped them find their voices, make friends, and amass significant audiences. Several of them use TikTok to promote businesses and say a ban would also threaten their livelihood. It's common to hear about devices like mobile phones and fitness trackers collecting data about you, but have you thought about what's being collected by your car? A group of researchers recently found that 84% of automakers are sharing your personal data. Linda Paquero with our NBC station in New York tells us what information they're collecting and who it's being given to.
If you drive a car that's less than 5 years old, chances are it's collecting a lot of personal information about some of the most private areas of your life. Some of these car companies are collecting information about your religious beliefs, for example, your immigration status. What do you think about that?
That's not a good thing.
Were you aware of that before?
No, I wasn't.
Our NBC Consumer Investigative Unit learned Nissan's privacy policy says it may collect data about your psychological trends, behavior, intelligence, your immigration status, and religious or philosophical beliefs to share with third parties for advertising and marketing purposes. The privacy policy states Nissan collects this information directly from you and other data provider companies, as well as your interactions with its platforms and dealerships. Kia's privacy policy says it may collect information about your sex life and sexual orientation. According to Kia, the processing of personal information varies based on our relationship and interactions with you and depends on what services you've used. And this information may be shared or sold to third parties, such as analytics partners, advertising networks, and social networks. The nonprofit Mozilla Foundation analyzed consumer privacy agreements for the most popular auto companies in the world to see what data they're gathering about you and how they use it.
All the cars that are coming off the lots today come packed with sensors, cameras on the inside, cameras on the outside, the apps you use, the connected services you use, it's all collecting data on.
Jen Kaltreiter is the program director of Privacy Not Included at the Mozilla Foundation. She explains how vehicles can gather all of this information about you.
Sometimes if you download an app, you'll get the click here to agree to our privacy policy and terms and conditions when you download and install it. Most people just click that button and then never look at anything.
She says your data may also be collected through your car's connected services platform when you plug in your mobile phone. But she says some of the data collection can be helpful to consumers.
If the car has an onboard facing camera, it can tell if you're looking sleepy. So there are some safety features that the data that cars can collect can be useful.
In response to the Mozilla Foundation's report about the data these automakers are collecting, a Massachusetts senator sent letters to 14 automakers, including the 2 mentioned in our story, Nissan and Kia. Nissan responded by saying, in part, when Nissan collects or shares personal data, we comply with all applicable laws and provide the utmost transparency to allow our consumers to make informed decisions about their data. We have clear methods for consumers to opt out of collection, use, and sharing of personal data, which can be found on our website. Kia says, in part, it takes the privacy of its consumers and security of their data seriously and is constantly looking for ways to improve its own privacy and security practices. They also express support for a federal privacy law to ensure consumer privacy is protected.
The Roast of Tom Brady is the #1 show on Netflix, but it's not sitting well with the Brady Bunch.
You wear all your rings, you love the Migos, you took out an illegal PPP loan, and you refuse to raise your kids. I actually think that's why you left the Patriots.
During a podcast interview, Brady said while he enjoyed most of the jokes during his roast, he did not like the way that it affected his 3 kids. He says he wanted to do the roast because he knew comedian Jeff Ross, and he did not see the full picture at the time. Brady says he would not do it again, but loved when people are making fun of him. A celebration of hope and music. That's 89-year-old cancer patient Johnny Klecker leading his big band to help present a new City of Hope office in Huntington Beach.
Oh, at the City of Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing. They're keeping me alive. Oh, yeah. Music keeps me alive also. Yes, I don't know what I'd do without the music.
City of Hope says cancer patients are getting younger. Orange County has one of the highest rates of cancer for people between the ages of 18 and 50. Tuesday's ribbon cutting ceremony means more OC residents will have access to advanced cancer care. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app at our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4. Weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.